You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Tuesday the 1st of April, 2025. It is 12 days after the spring equinox. It is 80 days before the summer solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 12th day of Germinal, the day of the Chaume, the hornbeam tree. The sun rises today at 6:39 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:21 p.m., civil twilight ends at 7:49 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 8:21 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 41 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 15% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive on Friday, the 4th of April. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 1:01 a.m., 1 meter 89. In the morning, low tide, 7:15 a.m., minus 15 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 1:34 p.m., 1 meter 55. In the evening, low tide, 7:25 p.m., 0 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, in Socrates Park, today is the day the secretive capybaras make their once-a-year appearance. An hour before solar noon, they emerge from their hiding places and form a circle in the center of the park. For 1 hour they bark, chirp, and whistle. At the moment of solar noon, they pair up and disappear into the thickets and bushes to mate. This extraordinary sight takes place only on April 1st each year. Commemorations. On this day in 1778, an Irish merchant based in New Orleans named Oliver Pollock devised the dollar symbol. Pollock used his considerable fortune to aid the rebellious colonists during the American Revolution. His currency of choice was the Spanish dollar, or peso. In his ledgers, he created an abbreviation of PS for peso, the line of the P striking through the S. In 1797, Robert Morris adopted the symbol and had it cast in type in Philadelphia. This would lead to its general adoption as a symbol for the new U.S. dollar. On this day in 1891, William Wrigley, Jr. founded the Wrigley Company in Chicago. Not only would it produce one of the classic chewing gum brands in the United States, but Wrigley would become owner of the Cubs, hence Wrigley Field. On this day in 1919, the Bauhaus opened in Weimar, Germany. At its head was the architect Walter Gropius. It revolutionized the study and teaching of design across many fields and was probably the most influential design school in the West through the whole 20th century. On this day in 1957, the BBC program Panorama aired an April Fool's Day 3-minute spoof documentary showing happy Swiss villagers harvesting spaghetti from trees. Narrated by the respected broadcaster Richard Dimbleby, it was very convincing. Some viewers actually contacted the BBC for advice on growing their own spaghetti trees. On this day in 1970, John Lennon and Yoko Ono announced they were having dual sex change operations. It was, of course, a hoax. And on this day in 1973, Lennon and Ono were at it again. They declared they had formed a new country with no laws and no boundaries. It was called Newtopia, and its national anthem was Silence. On this day in 1920, the Japanese actor Toshiro Mifune was born in Seto, Japanese-occupied Qingdao, China. With more than 180 screen credits to his name, he was a major force in post-war Japanese cinema and was a frequent collaborator with the director Akira Kurosawa. Kurosawa once said of Mifune, "He put forth everything directly and boldly, and his sense of timing was the keenest I had ever seen in a Japanese actor." Mifune said of his own craft, "An actor is not a puppet with strings pulled by the director. He is a human being with seeds of all the emotions, desires, and needs within himself. I attempt to find the very center of this humanity and explore and experiment." A lifetime of achievement would prove his idea to be true. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended today in New York City for the last day of the Eid al-Fitr celebrations. And that is the Observatory, Tuesday, the 1st of April, 2025.